Picture this: a thrilling NFL Sunday where powerhouse teams see massive leads evaporate like mist in the desert sun, leaving fans on the edge of their seats and the league's landscape dramatically reshaped. Week 5 delivered an avalanche of stunning comebacks, proving once again that in football, nothing is ever truly safe until the final whistle blows. But here's where it gets controversial. Could these upsets signal a shift in power, or are they just flukes that will fade away? Let's dive into the drama and discoveries from this unforgettable weekend, breaking it down step by step, so even newcomers to the game can follow along easily. It all kicked off with a series of jaw-dropping reversals that had fans everywhere questioning their brackets. In Arizona, an 18-point advantage slipped away as the Tennessee Titans mounted a furious rally against the Cardinals. Meanwhile, in Carolina, a 17-point lead for the Miami Dolphins vanished when the Panthers roared back, and in Philadelphia, the Eagles watched a 14-point cushion disappear in a heart-stopping finish against the Broncos. By the time the dust settled, not a single team remained undefeated, a rare occurrence that underscored how unpredictable the NFL can be. Think of it like a chess game, where even the grandmasters can be checkmated by an unexpected move. The Buffalo Bills, who had been sailing smoothly as one of the league's last perfect squads, faced a bitter home defeat in an AFC East showdown with the New England Patriots. The Pats turned the tide thanks to a standout performance from rookie quarterback Drake May, who racked up 273 passing yards, a vengeful outing from wide receiver Stephon Diggs with 146 yards on 10 receptions, and a dramatic 52-yard game-winning field goal by newcomer Andres Borregales. This 23-20 victory was more than just a win. It was a bold declaration from coach Mike Vrabel's squad, showing they're not the struggling Patriots of recent years, but a team capable of taking down the elite. And this is the part most people miss: how a revenge-fueled Diggs, after building a 14-point lead in the second half, Philly couldn't hold on, marking just their second defeat in 22 games. Broncos QB Bo Nix orchestrated 2 crucial fourth-quarter scoring drives, going 9 for 10 for 127 yards and a touchdown in the final period alone, a clinic in clutch play that highlighted how a young quarterback can seize the moment on the road. For Eagles fans, this loss exposed vulnerabilities in their offense, especially with star running back Saquon Barkley still chasing his first 100-yard rushing game after 5 weeks. He managed just 30 yards on 6 carries, plus a receiving touchdown, and the team failed to score on their last 5 drives. A frustrating trend that begs the question: is Barkley, the 2024 rushing champion, dealing with lingering issues? Or is the offensive line letting him down? The New York Jets remain the league's sole winless team after 5 games, a dubious distinction that deepened when the Tennessee Titans clawed back from a 21-6 deficit in the fourth quarter against the Arizona Cardinals, scoring the game's final 16 points. This included a bizarre ricocheting fumble that the Titans recovered in the end zone for a touchdown, securing their first victory under new coach Cam Ward. Titans head coach Brian Callahan summed it up perfectly in the locker room. That's exactly what we needed. We had to show that we could fight for 4 quarters. It was a testament to resilience, proving that even down-and-out teams can find a spark, much like how underdogs in sports history, from the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team to Leicester City's Premier League title, have defied the odds. Elsewhere, the New Orleans Saints notched their inaugural win of the year with a 26-14 triumph over the New York Giants, marking head coach Kellen Moore's first victory and quarterback Spencer Rattler's first NFL win after starting his career 0-10. The Giants' rookie QB Jackson Dart was plagued by 5 turnovers, dooming their chances and leaving them at 1-4. This game illustrated the high stakes for young players. For beginners, think of it as learning to ride a bike. One wobble can lead to a fall, but persistence pays off. In Carolina, the Panthers engineered a fourth-quarter comeback to edge out the Miami Dolphins 27-24, despite trailing 17-0 early. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel's team, now 1-4 with their lone win against the Jets, saw running back Rico Dowdle explode for a season-high 206 rushing yards, the most by any player so far this year. Dowdle's performance was a masterclass in individual brilliance turning the tide, reminding us that one player's heroics can rewrite a game's narrative, similar to how a solo artist can steal the show in an ensemble cast. Across the pond in London, Carson Wentz guided the Vikings to a late comeback against the Cleveland Browns, relying heavily on all-pro receiver Justin Jefferson's 123 yards and Jordan Addison's game-winning touchdown catch with just 25 seconds remaining. Browns rookie QB Dillon Gabriel in his NFL debut threw for 190 yards and 2 scores. But it wasn't enough as Cleveland dropped to 1-4. This matchup showcased the excitement of international games, where the atmosphere can amplify every play. Imagine the roar of the crowd adding extra pressure, like performing on a world stage. Now, for the biggest shock of the season so far. The Baltimore Ravens, once the league's most consistent powerhouse, were utterly humiliated at home by the Houston Texans in a 44-10 rout. With a crippling injury list, including star quarterback Lamar Jackson and 6 other starters, and the NFL's worst defense, Baltimore's 1-4 record ties their worst 5-game start ever. Coach John Harbaugh didn't mince words, calling it a complete disappointment, and it's hard to argue. Despite missing talent, the Ravens have historically stayed competitive, but this blowout raises eyebrows. Was it just injuries, or has something deeper gone wrong? This is where controversy brews. Some fans might say the Texans, a middling team, got lucky, while others point to coaching or team chemistry. What do you think? Can the Ravens rebuild, or is this the end of an era? Share your opinions below. Shifting gears to the AFC's bright side, the Indianapolis Colts surged to 4-1 after demolishing the Las Vegas Raiders 40-6. Their third blowout win by 21 points or more this season. QB Daniel Jones' revival continues to shine, proving that a fresh start can rejuvenate a career, a great example for anyone doubting second chances. In Seattle, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cemented their reputation as the NFL's premier fourth-quarter team with a 38-35 victory over the Seahawks, featuring 4 lead changes and 3 ties in the second half alone. QB Baker Mayfield threw for 379 yards and 2 touchdowns, while rookie receiver Emeka Egbuka dazzled with 25 catches, 400 yards, and 5 touchdowns through 5 games. A historic feat for a first-round pick. He's kind of one of one, Mayfield noted, highlighting how unique talent can emerge. The Bucs' 4 wins, each decided by a final minute score, total just 8 points combined, embodying the 2 or 3 plays mantra that decides most games. The Washington Commanders celebrated QB Jaden Daniels' return with a 27-10 road win over the Los Angeles Chargers, where their defense shut out Justin Herbert after a 10-0 deficit. Both teams now stand at 3-2, a balanced start that shows defense can be the great equalizer. Fresh from a wild 40-40 tie with the Packers, the Dallas Cowboys cruised to a 37-22 win over the Jets, thanks to Dak Prescott's MVP-caliber stretch. 49 completions for 556 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in his last 8 quarters. Jets coach Aaron Glenn became the first in franchise history to start 0-5, underscoring the rebuilding challenges. A reminder that even iconic teams like the Jets, with their 15-year playoff drought, face uphill battles. In Cincinnati, the Bengals' losing streak hit 3 with a 37-24 defeat to the Detroit Lions, who raced to a 28-3 lead and have now won 4 straight. Running backs Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery each scored, marking the 14th time they've both found the end zone together, tying a record held by legends Emmitt Smith and Darryl Johnston. Bengals backup QB Jake Browning tossed 3 interceptions, his 8th in 4 starts since replacing Joe Burrow, sparking concerns about depth at the position. Diving into the key takeaways from Week 5, let's spotlight the Buccaneers' late-game magic. Their throwback uniforms in Seattle added flair to a thrilling contest where both QBs, Mayfield and Sam Darnold, drafted back-to-back in 2018, lit it up. Mayfield 29 for 33 for 379 yards and 2 scores. Darnold 29 for 34 for 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception that sealed Tampa Bay's win via a 39-yard field goal. The Bucs' historic run of 4 wins on final-minute heroics over the Falcons, Texans, Jets, and Seahawks proves they're masters of the clutch, turning potential losses into victories. Then there's the Ravens' stark reality, a complete disappointment, as Harbaugh put it, with their 34-point home loss, tying the franchise's worst. Despite recent success, 25 wins, 2 AFC North titles, and an AFC championship in the past 2 seasons, injuries to Jackson and others have exposed weaknesses. Hosting the Rams next before a bye, Harbaugh vows to figure out who we are. But is it too late? This invites debate. Do injuries excuse such a collapse, or does it reveal underlying issues? On a positive note, let's celebrate the best coaching job so far. Kyle Shanahan's 49ers, at 4-1 despite injuries to stars like George Kittle, Nick Bosa, and Brock Purdy, lead the NFC West, a testament to his resilience. Having delivered 12-plus wins 3 times and 2 NFC championships, Shane Steichen's Colts, boosted by Daniel Jones, are off to their best start since 2009, earning early Coach of the Year buzz. Others impressing: Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay, Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, and Dan Campbell in Detroit. Finally, the Jets stumbled to a new low under Aaron Glenn, who promised a fresh ride free of past drama, now sees them as major disappointments. Their defense, one of the worst, allowed a 30-0 Cowboys run, with 13 missed tackles in the first half and no takeaways in 5 games, a first since 1933. QB Justin Fields hasn't ignited the offense, and with a bye after facing the Broncos in London, Glenn notes it's going to take time. Meanwhile, Raiders coach Pete Carroll has underwhelmed after an opening win, dropping 4 straight, including a 34-point loss to the Colts. Week 5 has flipped the NFL script, from comebacks to collapses, leaving us all buzzing. But here's the burning question: are these trends sustainable, or just Week 5 anomalies? Do the Buccaneers' magic signal a dynasty, or will the Ravens rise again? And what about the Jets? Is Glenn the right coach to end their drought? Weigh in with your thoughts in the comments. Agreement, disagreement, or wild theories welcome.